The Packers Super Bowl run begins coming off of a game against the frontrunner of this year's Super Bowl, the so-called favorite, the Buffalo Bills. The Packers Super Bowl run begins when they are at 4-5. Their last Super Bowl win being Super Bowl 45. The Packers are 4-5 after beating the Lions 98 days, 14 weeks before their 14th championship. The Packers will shock the world. The Green Bay Packers will shock planet Earth. The greatest Super Bowl run ever in the history of the world. The Lions is Gematria 39. Beginning with the Lions, they make it to Arizona. 39 wins in a 3-year span, the most of any team to not make it to the Super Bowl. It is time to land Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham will be in a Packer uniform. Beckham will beat the Rams. You can take that to the bank. 36 playoff wins, 3 months, 6 days before Super Bowl 57. 3 months and 6 days. They have 36 playoff wins right now. Aaron Rodgers going to tie Bart Starr. Bart Gematria 14. It is all synced up with Vince Lombardi's 98 wins as an NFL coach, as a Green Bay Packers coach. Because I will show you exactly where the 98 comes from. Does it include Green Bay? Does it include Washington? I'm gonna show you. Now the season began on 9-8. I made that connection to Vince Lombardi. So right there, his coaching record, 98 wins in total. The Super Bowl run begins 98 days before the Super Bowl. It is champions as Gematria 98. The Packers are the winningest football team in the history of pro football. 98 wins for Vince Lombardi. 98 days before the Super Bowl. The Packers are 4-5. The Super Bowl run begins. It all begins. It all begins against the Lions. It all begins against Detroit at Michigan. It all begins right over there. They beat the Cowboys. They beat Mike McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers gets that revenge win against McCarthy. It's easy. It's that easy. Packers will be 2-3 away. A lot like the Chiefs becoming 2-3 in the Super Bowl with a Super Bowl loss. Packers will be 4-5. Remember Jared Goff? Jared Goff is Gematria 45. This is how you know the Packers are locked to win next week. If you're wondering, I will show you. This year, the Packers are this year's greatest. They make it to the playoffs in shocking fashion. They picked off Allen twice. They ran the ball on them. Everyone was just hurt that game. That's why they lost. And it was scripted for Buffalo. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding. It's easy to see what the script is going to be. The Seahawks are going to lose. Seahawks will lose the Cardinals. Don't worry, Cardinals will still win next week. Cardinals going to be out of the playoffs. Packers going to win. Buccaneers are going to win. Packers are just going to win. Don't be surprised if Washington is 4-5. The Washington Commanders are going to lose next week because the Vikings against the Bills is coming up. The 49ers, as teams, are getting knocked out. They're going to get knocked out. The Rams, they're going down to the Packers. They're going down to the Packers. We see the Green Bay Packers. They're going to be 6-5 before a trip to Philadelphia because it's Philadelphia. That's Gematria 65. Philadelphia, Gematria 65. They're 6-5 before that time. 6-5. It'd be interesting to see what their record is. As we enter that game, to see if they actually do beat the Eagles. But the Rams are going down. You see the Rams are at 3-4, are kind of ahead of the Packers. You see that? Packers have the tiebreaker over the Bucks, but the Bucks going to jump ahead in the division. Then the Bucks are going to lose because the Falcons are winning the division. The Buccaneers are out of the playoffs. They have a head-to-head tiebreaker over the Bucs. This is for real now. The only reason why they're ahead is because of tiebreaker A, tiebreaker B, tiebreaker C, but who are we kidding? Cardinals will not be in the playoffs. Commanders will get knocked down. The Packers beat the Rams. They beat and jump ahead of the 49ers or the Seahawks. Either team, either way, Packers are in the playoffs. And right here, the Packers go up against the Vikings in the playoffs. The Packers beat the Vikings. Easily, without a shadow of a doubt, that will be the case. I still like 10 wins, 10-7. I can see it happening with that defense, with that strong running game. If you bring in Odell Beckham, be my guest, anything is possible. The Dolphins, awful. Lions, awful. Vikings already won. The Bears are awful. They're beating the Rams. Look, this is an easy schedule. They had the New York teams. These teams are tough. They put up a fight against the Bills. The league officials can help out the Packers right here. Aaron Rodgers is about to show why he's about to be goated right here. It literally all begins 14 weeks before the Super Bowl. They're 4-5 line up with Super Bowl 45. You can't make it up. You can't make it up that the Lions has too much of Arizona. You cannot make it up. It really is syncing up to perfection. What about admitted states sequence? Admitted states sequence. 13-6 prime. The delegates from the 13 colonies met at Philadelphia. That's why the Packers could be 6-5. The Eagles are the best team right now because I've tied that in to the 1960 NFL championship game. How the Eagles were the last undefeated team in the NFL at 6-0. It all connects to Lombardi and the Packers. It all does. I want to see where Michigan is at in here. Well, Michigan's a 26 state. Aaron Rodgers' 26th playoff game over at State Farm Stadium. That's why they're at the 26th state. That's the cause. That's the reason right there. And the Packers, when they win next week, the conference record is 3-3. A lot like Glendale, a lot like Bills, then 4-3 against the NFC because champions Gematria 43. So and because Dallas Cowboys is Gematria 43, so they're gonna be 4-3 against the conference. It's very easy. It really is that easy. And don't be surprised if they're 6-3 because of Aaron Rodgers. And they're gonna beat the Eagles again. It's gonna be a rematch of the 1960. We can talk more about that, but let's get started with this.